but it said I have been removed from live. So let's try this again. Um, Let the people come in the room, please, please, please. Okay, so everybody's coming back in. Yo, my bad. I don't know if that was me or if that was y'all or Sean, but it said that the whatchamacallit, the live had ended. So now we letting everybody come back in the room. I'm gonna give y'all a second to join back in. Let's get Prez on the line. Um, There he is. Sean, where you at? So my bad, guys. My bad for that. I don't know if that was me. I don't know what happened just now, but we heard everything up until he said, I don't want to go at my queens.
Okay, now I turned it off at that point. At that point, it looked like you just froze up.
Is that what it
Like
was?
yeah, you completely froze up. Truth be told, you one of them people who we would have just X'd out of this conversation. Like, yo, you know the
Okay.
rules, Rich. Don't come in here unless you got 5 bars.
Hold
Like
on.
excellent Wi-Fi.
So because I got this lady in the room and I want to ask her some questions. So damn, I don't want her to leave because she's fucking funny style, and I don't want Erica Mena to
Go
hear.
ahead. Let's go. We'll change up the format. For everybody who don't know, Sean Prez, Rich Dollaz, we are the Boys Club every Wednesday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Raw, unfiltered. Oh my goodness, let's go.
I made it! I made it to the Richie D show!
Oh my goodness.
Woo! I made it!
Whatever, yo. E,
Richie,
what up?
why do the dimples come out when I walk in the room? And I didn't even take a step. I just sat here.
Really? This what we doing?
Richie, what's up? Let's
What's
talk
up
about it.
for all y'all that been living under, huh?
Can we wait, who's this fine gentleman right here to the left, to the right of me?
You don't. That's Sean Prez. I don't know if you don't remember
Oh,
Sean. He was.
who he is, but I wanted him to tell me his name because I feel like he needs a proper introduction at all times because he be really speaking the
What up? What up, Erica? What up?
how are you?
I'm good. What up, girl?
So Erica, what's good?
Hold up. Is she
Now
froze? She's
see, it ain't
frozen.
me. Now
Oh
she
my
froze.
God.
It ain't me.
Okay. I mean, this is what is this? Is it IG tonight or what?
It's got to be. Or
Okay.
I don't. Damn, E, where you at? She might have to log off and come back on.
Okay, for everybody who don't know, Sean Prez, Rich Dollars, every Wednesday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. It is raw, unfiltered, straight to the point, relationship talk, but from a man's point of view. So if you are in a relationship, if you are trying to get a man and you just don't understand why men move the way they move, why they think the way they think, why they act the way they act, this is probably, I mean, I don't know of another show that has this much honest and straight to the point conversation like we do, Rich. So I see
Nah,
a lot of new people who jumped on. For all y'all, like make sure y'all follow us and be here every Wednesday night, 7:30.
facts. So we're gonna. I don't know if Erica was busy. I don't know if she. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to her. But if
Okay,
she
so
comes back,
let's just get on with the show. Let's just get on
yeah,
with the
let's do
show.
it. Let's do it.
Do you mind if I play that? I want to play a piece of that clip back, all right?
All right, go ahead.
Because there's so much here to unpack. Let me know that this is loud enough for everybody to hear. Hold on a second.
So I'm not,
Damn.
I'm not one of these dudes to be like, bro, I'm gutter, I'm this, I'm that. Man, I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents have been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just you know, girl, I'm a bad bitch. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
You know, and it's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bitches in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that, no, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Now, a lot of women.
Okay, we're gonna leave it there, Rich.
Be quiet for the man.
Did you catch that?
You know, that's what they say.
Huh?
Oh, I'm gonna be.
Was you able to catch that? Was everybody able to catch that conversation?
Yes. No, Eric.
Okay.
Everybody's saying add Erica back. So let's ask Erica how she feel about Cam Newton conversation.
Is she let her back in the room?
All right, I heard the clip.
You heard it? Damn, she in a bad place.
You in a bad place, Easy.
And can I speak from a personal place? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
You
Go
can
ahead.
barely hear.
You keep going out. You keep going out. Your connection is bad, E. Your connection is bad.
Better?
All right, try now.
Better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk on a personal tip, especially because people are familiar with us, right? When I wasn't submissive with you, right or wrong, Rich Dollars. I wasn't necessarily submissive because I didn't follow your guidelines, right? What did that get me? I'm asking you because you're the man that I was not so submissive with. Where did that get me?
It got me feeling like it was not. I'm not gonna say it got me feeling like it was competition, but it got me feeling like you wanted to do your own thing, and you wasn't necessarily trusting of me or letting me lead as a man. You wanted to lead as yourself, and you wanted to move on you how you wanted to move. Right.
So as a man, what did you give me so that I could be submissive? What space, what comfort place did you give me to be submissive? You didn't give me any place. It was just like, it is what it is. You ain't signing my shit. It is what it is, right? Right?
Okay.
Okay. So when I finally became submissive, that's when I decided to get married. And the one time I became super submissive, it worked against me because obviously it wasn't the right person. So when it comes to like being the bad bitch, oh yeah, this, that, and the third, I got that. Honestly, as a woman, that's just us just speaking the truth of our value, of where we are in our life, or where we see ourselves in a stance. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily, oh, I'm a bad bitch because, you know what I'm saying, I want to look down to all the fellas. It's more or less, all I have is me. And this right here, I know is certain. This right here, I know is going to like be for certain. Sometimes I think what it is that men forget that women need a safe place. No matter how hard she is a bad bitch, a man needs to give that space and provide that space where a woman could be vulnerable and submissive. This day and age, a lot of men aren't catering to making a woman feel comfortable enough to be submissive. So therefore, it's very hard. And that's why we have that block. Like even for you, when I was with you, it was like, I'm Richie D. You're this, you're that. I created this, I created that. So all in all, I'm like, oh, so he has this. I need my own this. You never provided me with a safe place. That's the one thing in our relationship, even though I'm going to give you all the credit, and I have. You believed in me before anybody else did. But you never gave me that vulnerability space where I could go to you and be like, this is my problem. This is how I feel today. This is what I'm going through. This is my trial and tribulations. Oh, guess what? My child's intuition. Like, how do I pull this shit out of a hat? Like, sometimes us as women, I wouldn't even say sometimes, all the time as women, we handle so much on a daily basis that is so hard to be vulnerable when we have so much to be responsible for. You know what I'm saying? There's no room to be submissive when a man don't give you that space. You need a space to be comfortable, to be vulnerable, to feel safe. Safe is the key word. You could be the baddest bitch. You could have the most money in the world. If you do not feel safe, there is no submission. And that's what it comes down to. Like, it don't matter who you are. If you see Carisha right now, you see how she be posted up next to Diddy? Like, they're like, Carisha's there next to Diddy. Like, and that's a city girl. You know why? Mr. Love gave her a safe place to stand and be there and be comfortable and feel safe. That's all we need, is to feel safe. And honestly, because in this day and age, how we're raised to go for it, not care, be moved through. You know what I'm saying? Only mess with dudes that got money and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, all we want to do is feel safe. And a lot of men don't realize that's what it takes. We just need a safe place. Because us women, we have children, we have family, we have our own problems. We have menstrual, we have this, we have that. Once we're provided a safe place, submission is not a problem. Being a bad bitch and setting that to a side is not a problem. So when can men step up to the plate and provide women with a safe place?
Okay. So you ready for my rebuttal?
Oh, I'm not, because you got some smart shit to say, but I always like to hear your perspective.
Men want to have someone and want to give a soft landing place. I don't think that men don't want to give a soft landing place.
You're a liar, Rick. As soon as people come over to your house, you're ready to kick them out. Ain't no woman feeling comfortable in your safe place, Rick.
Okay, hold on, Erica. He let you speak. So let him get his thought out.
Because I know Mr. Dollaz myself. So I just want him to take accountability for his own shit. Because let me tell you, from a real frank perspective, even though me and Rich had our own thing, I really, truly believe Rich should be married and in love and with a wife. But because he has this problem of taking accountability, I feel like that's why he isn't married yet. Or accountability for what? For like little things. Like, you don't take accountability for how much you do wrong, or what you're like, or like how you don't take the initiative to make the other person feel comfortable in your space. That's also another thing. A man will bring a woman into his world and think she's supposed to automatically be comfortable. You have to cater to that. You have to make a woman feel like she belongs there. You understand what I'm saying? That helps. I feel like a lot of men complain about shit that they contribute to how they feel. Like, you can't expect a woman to come to your house and right away, as soon as you don't fucking her, you're ready to kick her out. How fucking comfortable can a bitch really get?
Are you implying that's what I do?
I mean, not with me, because you always kept me around every time chance you get. But the stories I've heard about Richie D. Come on, Rich. You have to take accountability too. And I know you've grown a lot, and that's why I'm having this topic of conversation with you. And it's so perfect because that was one of our things, is that you forced this, let's go back in time, this contract, right? And yet we had like some type of relationship brewing. I was feeding you my dreams and my aspirations. Like, I'm going to be the next J-Lo and this and that and this and the third. And instead of like fueling my fire, you tend to dim the fire by giving me like things in my mind like that I didn't need. You know what I'm saying? And men don't realize they do that too. Like when a woman finally opens up to you and tells you what she's feeling, what she's going through, what she wants to be, why would you dim that? You're supposed to big up a woman, especially when she's into you, right? Doctor?
You ready?
No,
I'm gonna say this.
Not you, Rick. I'm ready for the doctor.
Oh, more President talk. All right, go ahead, President.
Hold on. This seems Rich. You gotta attack this because you're speaking from your personal relationship with Rich, and I'm sitting here smiling because week over week, Rich gives some of the best in-depth advice from a man's point of view. And speaking to you, I don't know if he's living it. So, Rich, you might want to attack this.
Thank you.
I've always said in all my conversations that we've always had, I've always acknowledged that I'm single, that I'm trying to figure out how to be that relationship guy, right? Like, and I've learned.
But realistically, have you come to terms with, are you a relationship guy or aren't you? Because it's okay if you're not a relationship guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it is something. As you get older, you want to be a relationship guy. So you make modifications. If we were 10 years ago, and I've said this to you 100 times, come on, Easy, you know I've said this. This is 22, we dated in 12, 14. If this was 8 years ago when we were dating, I would have done a lot of stuff differently. What would
you have done differently?
First and foremost, you would have had your record. Secondly, I would have provided that soft landing space for you, because we talk about that all the time. And at that time, and Sean, we were there. Like, you were bad boy with me. Like, Sean's the one who taught me that shit. Like, so we were like, it was a situation where I wasn't prepared for the business and the personal to come together like that. Because I had my bad boy mind. I had my Diddy thing going on. I had my Sean Prez thing going on. I was like, yo, I'm trying to give you this thing. I'm trying to take you where you want to be. I'm trying to give you the record. I'm trying to do this and that. You don't even want to do my paperwork. So, and Sean, if I came to the office and was like, yo, my girl just cut this record. I'm trying to do this shit. I'm trying to, she wants to do this badly. I want her to do this badly, but she ain't even trying to sign my contract. You would have been like, take the record. Yes or no?
Not necessarily though, because you gotta.
Sean, what would you have said?
Oh, but this is Sean. This is where I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, this is the same man that I said, listen, this is what I'm going for. Whatever I gotta put up, I'll put up. Whatever you gotta put up, you put up. I feel like what happened is that people got in Rich's ear and assumed that I was trying to use and abuse, as opposed to this girl really had some real intentions. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? She's being very cautious. Because when it comes to signing contracts, you gotta understand, signing contracts and all that bullshit, it gets scary for a woman that don't know what the fuck a contract is. You gotta remember how young I was at the time too. I ain't have the good lawyers I have now. So when I'm being pressured, I feel like, what's his ulterior motive? But let's not drift off to the subject. The subject is at
Yeah,
hand.
let's stay focused.
When a bad bitch is she's a bad bitch, da da da. Why? At the end of the day, what it comes to is that a woman just needs a safe place. And I know for me, when I finally gave that safe place and I became submissive, I got walked on. So my experience of being submissive hasn't been the most amazing, but do I say I'm never going to be submissive again? No. But what I am going to do is be cautious on who I'm submissive to, because genuinely, I do want to be submissive. I want a man to lead me. I want a man to nurture me. I want a man to like teach me. I want a man to feed my mind. Feed my mind, pour into me, feed my soul. Because as women, we give so much on a daily basis. When I'm giving out, I need you to give me in. Like, pour into me like a fucking teacup.
Okay. They said you need to go? All right, you gotta come back. You gotta come back because I got a lot I got so many questions I want to ask you.
Curling me. I want to hear what you got to say.
Didn't he say you gotta go?
No, let's go. Let's go. I'm ready until I walk on the
table. Okay.
I do this in my sleep.
Okay, so real quick, you said women want to be submissive. You want to be submissive.
All women want to be submissive. You just have to place.
But here's the question. Hold on. I heard every word you said. Can you turn it off and turn it on? Can you be submissive?
Yes.
Hear my question.
2 years. I turned it off for 2 years. So much so I had to literally get my when I was in San Diego, Rich was elbowing me like, where's the Mena I know? Like, where's your mojo? Like, this is not the girl I know. Because I turned it all the way off. Right?
Rich, would you agree with that?
Huh?
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw Erica in the last 2 years. I've seen, this is the most vulnerable I've ever seen the Erica that I know. I don't know Erica from childhood. I know Erica for the last 10, 12 years. This is the most vulnerable I've ever seen Erica in the last 2-3 years. So yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay, so if you can turn it off, and you saying all women want to be submissive, why do women look at that word like it's like it is somehow belittling them or it's taking away from their power?
It's scary. It's
Excuse me?
Because when you're submissive, your heart is right here and you're handing it over. That's submission right here. When you put your heart right here and you hand it over, that's scary. That's scary. I handed my heart, my soul, down to my children. I handed it over. That's pure submission, like for real.
Okay, is that pure submission for most women? And I see you on the move, but is that pure submission something that you grew into, or had we spoke to Erica 10 years ago, would you have just been moved? Because I heard you and Rich I don't even know.
That I've always wanted in my life. This is submission I see my mother give to my father.
No, but my question is, you and Rich spoke about your relationship, but 90% of the conversation was about business. It wasn't about.
I told him he never gave me a safe place. That's what I was getting to. Everything with Rich was about business. And it was like, wait, what about me as a person? Like, I still have dreams. I still, like, you're forcing this contract on me, but did you wonder why I'm not signing this? Maybe I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, he never took time to tap into who I was as a person and why maybe I wasn't signing it. It was more or less of like, it's not about going against him. It was more or less about, wait, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. Here you are, like, every chance you get, putting this fucking paperwork in front of me. How am I supposed to feel safe? Do you even see me as a person? Do you recognize my dream still? Say hi, Kesman.
Hey, I need her to let's go. We got
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Do your
listen,
great
at
thing.
the, we gotta do a day where I don't have these people in my face. But I genuinely love what you guys are doing for the women and talking. Hold this then. And talking what needs to be talked about, because I feel like, and I know a lot of people are like, damn, let him talk. Listen, I don't ain't got much time, so I have to say what the fuck I have to say. You know, I'm Erica Mena, so I gotta say what the fuck I gotta say. So it's not like I don't want these fine young black kings to talk, because I need a black king to talk. But this is what it is. At the end of the day, I just want to get my voice out, and that's what it comes down to: is that women have no problem being submissive. We just need a safe place, and we want to know once we're safe that we can stay safe, and that is key. That is key. I want to be safe and stay safe. So then I could bust it open for a real ass. You know what I'm saying?
Goodbye.
I love ya. I love
Later. Okay, shout out to Erica Mena. That was interesting.
Eric is crazy. Oh, you back? Okay. So now Mariah's in here mad at me. I don't know what the fuck I did, but whatever, bro. I'm not even addressing this shit. I'm not doing this shit. This is what we do every Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. It's the boys club. We have conversations. Erica was in the chat. She wanted to come in. So we wanted to have a conversation. It's just that simple. All the extracurricular shit that's going on in the comments, man, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And that's that on that.
Okay, I don't know.
Now we can move forward. Like Mariah beefing in the comments, talking that nonsense. Come on, man. Nobody needs that. Nobody wants to hear that. Like, we trying to do a podcast, and we doing what we do. We do this every Wednesday, and we've let hundreds of people in. So we having fun. Like, all right, E, we love you too. Yeah, go ahead. So Sean, I will say this in regards to the Cam thing, moving forward. I think he could have articulated what he wanted to say a little bit better. I think that he was in a place where he was like, I do think that today's generation of women, and you got to remember, Erica's grown. Like, people grow, and I think it's when you meet these people that this stuff goes on. So the bad bitch is like, that's the competitive nature in women today. I think women are competitive with men today. They want to be bosses. They want to extenuate how much they're bosses, and that leads to competition with men. So when you go into relationships, women are like, yeah, I got my own. I do this. I got my. Cam is a $100 million football player, right? So it's like, why? Where's the competition at here? You don't have to be in competition with me. I'm just trying to find the girl. Like, I want them. I think because he's, deals with, he has a 2-family house, and his mother was probably submissive, and this is how he came up. This is more sociological than anything for him. He dealt with a woman, his mother probably was like that. So now he expects it like that. And now in today's woman, it's like, yo, I ain't doing that. And it's like, yo, sometimes women, they don't be quiet. Sometimes they are overbearing. Sometimes they are competitive. That's a fact. That's not a thing, but I think that people misconstrued it and took it out of context, and then the context got messed up, and it kind of messed them up, and it made it what it is now with this whirlwind, because obviously everybody takes sound bites and you know what I mean?
Okay, and first off, again, shout to Erica Mena. Erica squeezed a whole lot in. So Erica, the next time you get back on, we're gonna actually have a conversation, and it's not gonna be a one-way street. But we definitely love you, and we love your energy, and I love the fact that you watch the boys club, you tune into what we're doing. So shout to Erica, and can't wait to have her back on. But Rich, I disagree with you. I don't think Cam said it wrong. I think we live in a very politically correct society. And whenever somebody is bold enough to be direct, is bold enough to speak their truth, then it becomes they're aggressive. They're the problem. I think that man meant every word he said, and he prefaced it the right way. I had the perfect example of what a good man is. My mother and my father been married for 36 years. That man came home every night. You know, he is a celebrity. He is rich beyond most people's wildest dreams. And he is part of a circle where that you speak about. You in particular, every week speak about how women approach guys um, that have money and have influence. So he's speaking his truth, but he has a direct comparison as well. I know what real love looks like. I was born into it. So I think that, and we don't have much time because you know I do want to get to the callers at some point, but I like what he said, and I think that there is a discussion. Maybe we don't have it at this moment. I don't know why the word submit or submission somehow in most women's head it means to them that they are powerless or they're giving something away. And that's not what it means. It's just not what it means. And I also want to talk at some point. I like the fact that Erica said all women want to be submissive. But it comes down to that dude. Can he pull that out of me? And maybe the thing is, the right man, women are not meeting that right man who makes them, like she said, over and over and over again, provides that safe place. And yeah, y'all might look at me like, you know, I'm wearing the pants in this household, but I don't even want to do that. I want to be the woman. I want to let you lead. It's just you proving yourself to be incapable of doing so.
Somebody
So go
said the
ahead.
magic. Somebody said the magic words though.
Go ahead.
You don't just get to reside in a safe place. You have to earn a safe place to reside. Everything in this world is give and take. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you get to have a safe place. You have to make a man feel comfortable about giving a safe place. This is a two-way street. People don't feel comfortable with giving and they don't feel like you're giving the same thing. We use this word every week. It's called reciprocation. Reciprocation. So if I'm providing that soft spot, that landing place for you that you so desire, that you are so want to be in, that you can't wait to have, that comfort zone, I have to feel good about you being in that place. You have to show me that you deserve to be in that place. That place doesn't, that's high occupancy. That's big rent. That's the 17th floor. That's overlooking the city. That ain't no slumlord shit. That's some real shit. And the rent is high. So you got to earn that. You can't just say, I'm a woman, I want to feel safe. But does that man feel safe about making you feel safe or letting you feel safe or allowing you to feel safe? Does he feel safe? That's my point. That every single week is the same point for me. I don't have a problem with anybody. I have a problem with how you make me feel. How you make me feel is going to be a direct move for how I make you feel. You understand? It has to be a give and take. I can't just open up my heart to you and I don't feel like you're doing the same for me. So now it becomes competitive. Now it becomes a competition. Now it becomes, how much can I get from this nigga before he succumbs to what I want? So now when you guys are going back and forth, that's what the lack of comfort does for people. That's what the lack of comfort does. The lack of comfort now is a competition. And then I don't mean competition who make the most money. I mean a competition, a race. How much can I get from him before I have to adequately give what he needs from me? So now it becomes, oh my God, we're going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Now it becomes that. That's the problem. Every man wants to feel the same way a woman feels, Sean. And I don't mean that as a woman wants to feel safe, you think a man don't want a woman that makes him feel safe, that makes him, that he know against all odds she gonna be there for him, other than his moms or grandmoms or sister or whatever the case may be, daughter. I'm talking about a woman, your significant other, your 50-50, your better half. That's all I'm saying. And in the big scope of life, it can't be a race. It can't feel like a race to see who's getting what, who can get most from the other person fastest. It can't be that race. And nobody can feel like that. I can't feel like that, and I can't make somebody else feel like that. But the return in that is you can't make me feel like that either. So if I'm going out of my way and I'm bending over backwards and I'm doing all these things that you want in your life to progress and move forward, then I feel like you should do the minimum. Do the minimum. That's all.
Okay, you know, Rich, I know we're the boys club. We speak from a man's point of view, but the more I hear you speak, it's going to sound like I'm speaking against men, what I'm about to say, real talk.
I didn't hear. I need to turn my ear on.
You,
Go ahead.
yeah, like I'm listening to every word you said, and truth be told, Rich, if a man is going to make a woman, you're saying, look, it goes both ways. Women, y'all want a safe landing place, but we got to feel like we have a safe landing place. We got a good and a safe place within you so we can be vulnerable. But again, it comes down to who's leading, right? Who's leading this relationship? And I think, you know, even as I'm Rich, can I just get my thought out? And then you can say whatever
Go
you
ahead.
want.
Go ahead.
If a man come to the table and he doing all the right things from the gate, and he is leading by example, not by words, but by example, that's him taking lead and setting the tone. And this is what a relationship looks like. This is what a relationship with me looks like. I don't know who you've been with before me, but with me, you get an accountability. My word means something. So if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm absolutely going to do it. I am here. I am a constant. I am reliable. That to me is leading. That is leading without words. That's leading with action. Now, if a woman comes into a situation and that man is proving himself to be every bit of a man by definition, and she's still walking around the house like she lift 300-400 pounds in the gym, and she got all this loud mouth and she don't want to cater and she don't want to, then it's on her. But I would think that, and I heard every word you said. If a man want a woman to submit, you gotta first lead. You gotta first put her in a position by your actions and let her know that this is a place that you can be a woman. Because I'm 100% a man. Okay, so go ahead.
We don't disagree on that. We don't disagree on that at all. I 100% agree with you. I 100%, if I'm a man and we start dating and I start doing the things and your priority list is on my refrigerator and the things that you want in life are on my refrigerator and I'm accommodating you. We knocking shit off that list one by one, one by one, one by one. I'm proving that I'm in your corner. I'm proving that these are the things that I'm willing to give you the things that you want. So at some point, I'm going to lay down in bed and say, wow, this relationship seems one-sided. Wow, I think I'm the only one giving. Wow, at what point does the reciprocation kick in? So therefore, you start to look and you start to internalize how a relationship is going. And from that point, you say, okay, this can't go on like this. Because not only am I spoiling you, I'm enabling you to just go out here and do what you want to do and be willy-nilly without ramifications. You're not even showing improving. So as much as I'm supposed to show improve, I would expect the same thing in return. And if I feel like I'm not getting those things in return, then I'm going to start to pull back. See, the problem with giving your kids food or cookies or candy before they deserve it is they become entitled and they think that it's theirs without actually doing any work. So now I got to pull the cookies back. But when you pull the cookies back, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because I'm pulling the cookies back. But you don't deserve these fucking cookies. So until you show me that you're going to do what you need to do to deserve the cookies, because I'm out here buying the cookies, I'm giving you the cookies. And this is maybe a bad analogy, but you understand where I'm going. We're all adults. We understand what I'm saying. If I'm out here doing my part and doing what I'm supposed to do for you, then I expect that you're going to do the same thing in return for me. And that's all I'm saying. A soft landing spot is a two-way street. You are giving a soft landing spot, but you also want somebody that deserves to reside in that soft landing spot. That shit ain't just to be given out, just to be given out. Like, you don't get to just make the team and play basketball. You got to try out. You got to play. You got to play well. You got to practice. You got to come. You got to show up. You don't just get A's on your report card because you came to class. You got to do the work. You don't just go walk into a dealership and get a car. You got to have good credit. You got to have money. Like, all this shit is a 50-50 street. You don't just earn. You don't just get stuff without it being earned. And at some point, you have to look at the situation and say, I'm giving. I've given you the car. I've taken your bad credit and still giving you the car because I want you to be happy and I want you to have something nice to ride in. But after a while, you're like, well, damn, she don't even value that shit because she didn't work for it. And that's all I'm saying. You have to work for it, and it has to be a reciprocal relationship, or else it feels like the man feels like, yo, I'm giving. And that's what Cam is saying. Cam is like, yo, I don't need that loudmouth chick. I don't need that. I don't need this. Like, I need somebody who's going to come in here and be who I want them to be what I'm looking for. But at the same time, if you're not that, then that relationship is never going to work. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so just in the interest of time, I'm going to say my thoughts on this, and then we're going to go to questions. So for everybody who is regulars with the Boys Club, and for anybody who are new to the Boys Club, we got very, very basic rules. If you are looking to get in this conversation, if you have a question for Rich or myself, please look below, hit the plus button. That is the request button. We will let you in. But if you get let into the conversation, you must have good lighting. You must be in a well-lit place. You must have good reception. Either have great Wi-Fi or good cellular service. You must look in the camera. That is a must. We do not talk to blank screens. And lastly, you must have a question. This is not a forum for you to pontificate and for you to get on here and express your thoughts. It is 100% you asking a question because your question may be able to help somebody who is unable to get into the conversation or who might be a little shy, and they need to hear what you have to say and need to hear our rebuttal. Rich, I don't disagree with you. I actually agree with you. My only thought would be this. If you are going to get into a situation with somebody, and I'm not talking about hit it. I'm not talking about it just purely sex. I'm talking about if you are into this woman, if you are like, yo, I like this chick. This could be something. I think by default, you are supposed to go in and be a representation of the best version of yourself that you can be. Because as this person gets to know you, they need to see what they're getting. They need to understand, I'm with a real man. And If your actions betray your words, if you prove yourself to be like every other nigga out there, then so be it. Become that loudmouth chick. Don't submit. Break out my windows. Do whatever you want to do. But I just believe you lead by example. And I'm not talking about somebody who's just sleeping with somebody. I'm talking about if you are looking at a woman and you're saying that, yo, this could be real. I think a man is supposed to put his best foot forward and show I am worth you trusting me to lead. I am worth you handing over your heart and be submissive. Because everything I say, I am. Unfortunate, most men just don't do that, Rich. Most men get into situations, and I know you're like it has to go both ways, and I'm not talking against men, but I am a man. More times than not, it is us who F it up. That is just a fact. It is men who, it is true, Rich. And if you don't believe it's true, you and Erica went back and forth. And although that was 10 years ago, she just put you on the spot and you're like, yo, I would have done things so much different 10 years ago.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me say my thought. Let me just say my thought. I would have done things so much different 10 years ago, but me and you, we often speak. It's about when you get a person, because sometimes people have to mature in to the person you want them to be. So go ahead.
I would have done things differently, but I have grown. But if y'all are going to sit here and think that Erica did everything right, you've lost your mind. I would expect that she would say 10 years ago, I would have done some things differently too. So once again,
I think she said that, Rich. I think that was implied.
So we both were at places in our lives that were probably not conducive for the engagement or the marriage or the whatever that we were working towards, right? Because we were both probably not at that place in our lives yet. But what I'm saying is, I would have Richard 10 years now. Hindsight will always be 20/20. I can always look back at a relationship and think that, oh, had I done this right, then that would have changed the outcome of said relationship. But once you've grown, you can look back on those things. So I'm not going to sit on this live and pretend like I was the only one that did anything wrong. Like that was a two-way street. And I would like to think that 10 years later, we both look back on that relationship and say, oh, damn, I would have done that better. She said that to me. I would have done that, or I would have done that. And every relationship you've ever been in didn't work for specific reasons. But if you remain friends, you can always go back and reflect on said relationship and say, well, damn. Because now it becomes a thing where me and Erica can have a conversation like this, right? Like we can have a conversation on here where we now go back and discuss the past, and it's like, oh shit, had I done that, if I was this Richie, I would have definitely gave you that record. I would have never been so petty. Had I been this Erica, I would have definitely done this. I would have definitely done that. And then you have a relationship now, you're like, oh damn, but we weren't at that place in our lives back then. We were petty, we weren't grown, maybe we were hurt, maybe we were scorned, maybe we were coming off a bad relationship, maybe we were on guard. There's 101 different reasons. But the reality is that every relationship succeeds or doesn't succeed based on how people act in the moment. And hindsight will always be 20/20.
Okay, fair enough. Let's let some callers in.
I bet. They don't want to talk about the same shit.
Yeah, Rich, did I hear you say Mariah was in this conversation tonight?
Yeah,
Is in the
Mariah,
comments?
she's in the room. She's in the room. She's cursing me out on text right now.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. Now, as a person, you're on here with me. We're brutally honest. So in front of everybody, all 900, all 1,000 of these people that's in this live right now. Did I do anything wrong tonight?
No, in which no, I don't understand.
I'm a joke.
She's
I'm
cursing
just
you out for
humorous and
what?
all that kind of shit, huh?
She's cursing you out for
You
what?
weren't
I
reading
don't.
it. You were paying attention to Erica. You weren't reading the comments. I'm reading the comments. You should have did boot camp with him. Da, da, da. And I'm looking at the shit like, I'm not gonna sit here and not do what we do on a Wednesday night because I'm catering to somebody else's insecurity. You understand? So now we're back to these same problems again, bro. The same problems that go along. And I'm like, well, what the fuck did I do tonight that was so outrageous? Me and Erica didn't confess love for one another. We didn't do anything. She came in, we had a conversation. We had a fucking public relationship. We spoke about said public relationship and what happened in that relationship because it was a direct, correlation to the topic tonight. So we weren't on
Okay,
a
so
tangent. I don't know, man. Whatever.
all right, let's let some callers in. But
Yeah, let's do that.
Mariah, if you want to come in, hit that request button.
Porsche
Maybe I
Jordan.
missed something, Rich. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something, but I didn't see you do one thing wrong. Real talk, and I would tell you.
Porsche Jordan. What's up, beloved? Where you calling from?
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay.
I'm
What's your
sorry.
name, by the way?
I'm sorry, you said what?
What's your name?
My name is Pashe.
Pashe. Nice to meet you.
How you doing? I'm super off. Maybe I should get back on here when y'all talking about different stuff, because I don't know. I just need some advice.
Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, well, I do music, and I'm just at a point where I don't, it's not
Rich?
doing anything. It's not paying off.
Rich?
Just
Beloved,
kind of
this isn't a music conversation, love. So we're not talking music on this. We're talking relationships.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out okay, forget the music part. Relationships wise, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm 25. I'm trying so hard. I have been through a lot of stuff. Just mentally, I've been in domestic violence relationships. I have just been through a lot of things. And it's I don't know exactly how to move on from it, or accept what I've been through, and just not carry it so much. I have met a lot of great guys, and it just sucks because it's you've been through so much shit that you really don't know how to accept someone or love someone properly after you've been through. I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place. I need what is your advice for somebody that's been through a bunch of stuff but still trying to look for somebody to understand them, look for somebody to, I don't know how I'm trying to say this.
Got it. Help us
Yeah,
out.
Rich. This sounds like Emma. This sounds like Emma from last week.
Is she still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here. It's not that. No, I don't need a therapist. It's just, I'm sorry, I've been crying, so that's why I'm just all over the place. But it's just I'm to the point where it's what do you do to be able to find yourself? How do you find yourself when I have people around me that love me. I have people around that support me. It's all of that. But it's just I've gotten to that point where it's just okay, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe, I'm mentally not okay. But it's just what do you do? How do you get to that point to where you okay to be okay for others?
Can I ask you something, Pashe?
Yeah.
What, are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not in a relationship now because I have realized a lot of the things where I'm the problem. it's like I've been through this and I look for these certain things, and when I see these certain things, it pushes me away. It's like, no. But then I meet a good guy, and then it's just like, okay, well, he's good, but am I good enough? Like, I can't provide all of these things that he can provide for me. So it kind of like shadows how you feel, or it kind of makes you feel like you're less than that person, and you can't really give them what you want to give them. And so it's like, damn, I'm not really, I can't give you what I want to give you. So how am I important to you? How am I going to be able to keep you? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the reason I was asking you that, I mean, it sounds eerily close. I got a family member who I swear it sounds like y'all could be sisters. Um, Real talk. But I asked you, was you in a relationship? When was your last relationship? Or when was the last time you was dealing with somebody?
My last like real relationship, I would say, was like
No, I said dealing with somebody, just period. On the phone, talking to somebody, kicking it, whatever y'all call it.
just like I just currently stopped this week because of
Exactly. And that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to get at. You 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 gotta sit down for a second because so many women who are like yourself, who don't feel pretty enough, don't value enough, don't feel like they bring enough to the relationship, they're always fighting themselves because they stay fighting to get a man. And what you need to do is you got to go sit. It's okay to sit down. It's okay to take yourself out the game for a little while. It's okay to sit back for the next year or two and get to know Pache. Like it. That's okay. But as long as you are sticking your toe in that pool, as long as you continuing to be in, I don't know if you would call them relationships or situationships or whatever they might be, all of the questions that you're asking us, you're never going to get the answers to because the answers are in you. You can't value yourself. You are clearly in a broken situation. You're clearly hurting. You can't be anything to anyone else when you don't even love yourself right now. And the way that you can begin to love yourself is take yourself out the game. Stop trying to halfway play this game. On one hand, you're saying, I don't feel pretty enough. I don't feel like I bring enough to the table. I don't feel, even when it's a good man, I don't feel like I could be a good woman, but you're still in that game. Take yourself out. Sit down. I know this sounds corny, but learn to pray. Learn to just submit to God, to the man upstairs. What you're looking for, I can tell you because you're an attractive young lady, but I could tell you that all night. You're young, you got a lot going for you, but it don't matter what I tell you because if you don't believe it or if you don't know it, you are still going to be broken and you are going to self-sabotage every relationship and every guy you come in contact with. If I could give you any advice, I would say take yourself out the game. Sit on the sideline. Get to know you. It's okay with telling somebody, call me next year. Or how about when I figure things out, I'm going to call you. But I think that right now you're not good for anybody and you need to do some being alone. And the good thing about being alone is the answers tend to come to us. when we finally get to a quiet place, just quiet, just submit, just, you know what, God, I'm just going to just
Okay,
be.
can I say something
And
really quick?
yeah,
Okay, so I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Like I do this thing, and I know it's probably not much, but I have this board right here that I go and
yep,
look at, and it's like all of the things that, I feel like are a problem. Sometimes just all of the things that I feel like I stuff, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I meet a person, and it's like this person is like, it's
Pache,
like God, thank you. Like
Pache,
I
Pache. Did you say that wall that we just saw with all of those sticky notes are all the things that you need to fix and that you do wrong?
It's not, no, I'm sorry, I worded that wrong. It's like little affirmations, but not all affirmations. Some things are like things that I constantly want to remind myself. Like some days I wake up and I don't feel pretty. So when I get up, I see that and it's telling me like, you are beautiful, you are strong. But then it's like some of those things, it's like, it's good. My life is going good. And then it's like, I'm looking at all this shit and I'm saying, okay, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want all this to happen. And it's just like, it comes and then it goes. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm so stressed out. I don't be having nobody to talk to. So I get on live a lot and I talk to famous people because
It's,
y'all are
it's
like the only ones that listen.
It's okay, but go ahead, Rich. But what I would just tell you, instead of starting with you are pretty and you are this and you are that, put down things that you know to be 100% in this moment. Not that you gotta affirm yourself with, but in this moment, you know to be 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can cook and you the best cook in your family and you know that, I am the best. Start with the things that you know, as opposed to the things that you have to make yourself believe. And you got to get to that place. But what should be on that wall are things that in this second, right now, at whatever time it is, I know this to be 100% true. I don't have to convince myself of it. And that's where you start finding your strength at. Then work yourself up to the other stuff. But don't put whatever you do, and I'm glad you worded it wrong. Don't put nothing on that wall with areas that you feel I can be better. Get to that point later when you feel much better about yourself. But I think where you're at right now, you need to just grab on to what you know. And I also think you need to be alone. I don't think you need to give your phone number out. I don't think you need to be DMing nobody. I think for the time being, it should be you and you alone and get to re-love that person
But I
who's in
be
the
so
mirror.
lonely. Like it sucks. Like I
Okay,
really.
but here's where the truth comes out. Here's where the truth comes out. Right here. You lonely. So you keep going in this cycle. I'm lonely. I can't be alone, but I don't feel good about when I'm with somebody. You're gonna have to make a decision, girl, because right that this part of it I can't do. Like
Yeah.
like the whole I'm lonely and
No,
and
I'm
and
just
that is
saying,
my
like,
it's
I'm just saying that sometimes I have those moments where I feel like I want somebody, like I want somebody around, and it's just like that takes a toll on me. I've been, by myself so long,
you're
but then,
25. You're 25. You have time.
yeah,
No, what do you mean it's taking it? How many kids you got?
3. I really don't want to
Nigga,
be
if
out
you
here.
don't sit down, listen to me, Pache. Sit down. Sit down. You got 3 kids. Stop focusing on and here's another thing. You got some nerve talking about you lonely. With 3 kids, you should never be lonely. Those 3 kids, if you can't find the love for yourself, when you look in the mirror, you should be able to find the love for yourself by seeing 3 beautiful young black kids that you brought into this world.
Yeah.
Sit down.
But okay. I hear you.
Go ahead, Rich.
I'm gonna be honest. It seems like you have low self-esteem. You're trying to find some type of validation out there instead of looking from within. You're looking for, and whenever you get hurt out there, it affects your heart. It affects how you feel about yourself, and it lowers your self-esteem because you have to step up. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. You have to love yourself before you can love your children, and most definitely before you can love anybody out on the streets. You need to have some type of sit down with yourself and diagnose who you are and think about who you are and how you can improve you. Because you can't be out here looking for validation from somebody who just want to fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
Or looking for validation from somebody who just see you at a bar smoking hookah and think you cute and try to holler at you. That's not the real validation that you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's not what you're looking for in life. That's some superficial placation shit. You need some real shit. You need some innermost regions of your heart type shit.
Definitely.
You need to look in the mirror at yourself and move forward with who you are and them 3 beautiful kids that you got. That's where you start.
Yeah, but it's not like my kids definitely, like, I see like people saying that shit, but no, my kids definitely have brought me out of a lot of shit. I love my kids, but it's just like, okay, maybe I understand. Yeah, I do need to self-evaluate and all that, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's just like a little more than that.
But you've been doing this the whole conversation. It kind of annoyed me when you were doing it with Sean. You got to answer for everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Acknowledging, like right now, you're still talking with another answer for something. So instead of just acknowledging what's being said, thinking about it, internalizing, and being like, okay, this is where I'm at. Oh, I see what he's saying. Let me just listen. Let me just listen to these 2 dudes that are giving me the advice because I presented a situation and now I'm trying to receive the answer. So let me listen to them for a second, digest what they're saying, maybe sleep on it. But you keep coming with excuses. And Sean says something, and then all of a sudden, well, I get lonely.
I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying why I did certain things that I did. I'm not trying to make excuses for myself.
We're not asking you why you did them. That's not where we are here. We're asking you not to do them again. So to defend yourself by telling us what you did and why you did it doesn't necessarily serve a purpose in this context.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
What you're saying. Yeah, I definitely understand.
You can't justify past actions because now you're taking away the accountability. Now you're saying, I justify it by doing this. So in your mind, you're like, that's why I did it. I just justified it. Okay. And all that really is making excuses. Excuses are tools of incompetence used by those who build monuments of nothing. And those who use them seldomly amount to anything. And that goes with anything in life, relationships, business, sports, anything. Okay. You have to stop making excuses for why you did the things you did. Look in the mirror, fix that shit, and take care of them damn kids that's sitting next to you. Those should be your best friends. You shouldn't have to look anywhere other than right there beside yourself.
Yeah.
And stop looking for validation because you walked down the street and the nigga said you cute. That make you feel good for the day until that nigga shits on you tomorrow and now you wear that too. See, that's the problem with the whole getting compliments and stuff. The same person that kills you with the compliment and you feel like you're on top of the world, you giving that nigga too much power. Because tomorrow he can shit on you and you back in the dumps.
That's so true.
You understand what I'm saying?
I definitely understand what you're saying.
Stop giving your power away. Your power comes from within. Your power is right there in that house. Your power is right there behind you on that sticky board. Stop making excuses for why you do the things you do, because only person you really justifying any of this shit to is yourself.
Definitely, yeah.
All right?
Hey, can I say one thing? And we've had you on here forever. And it's okay to be alone. It really is. It's okay to take some time out the game. And I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that so much of what you're feeling, and so much of the way you look at yourself, you would see life differently if you stop being that hamster on the wheel, getting lonely, going back out there, being in bad relationships, somebody making you feel less than you should. Sometimes you need to just,
Okay, baby.
yeah, sometimes you just need to take yourself out the game. And if I can give you any advice, that would be it. Love on your kids. And I said this earlier, but there's no reason that a woman with 3 kids should ever feel lonely. It's just way too much love there. And if you start there with the people who you love and the ones love you, it's gonna build up your esteem. So when you go back out there and get back in the game, you'll see yourself in a different light. All right.
Okay.
Hope it helps, girl. Feel
All right,
better.
thank
Mama.
you.
Thank you for the call. Damn, now she's froze on my thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's let somebody else in. Damn, we got a lot of people here today. Lagrima Tito. Lagrima and Tito. Is she there?
She's not. Bring somebody else in. We got way too many people.
A lot of dudes today too. Chanel Collins. This motherfucker pumping. What? I can't see you, Chanel. What's up, Chanel? Where you calling from, Mom?
What's up, LA?
What's up, LA?
Nothing. Since we talking about relationships, well, I got out of a 10-year marriage because he wasn't faithful. And I mean, we got 4 kids together, so we still deal with each other and everything like that. But I guess I'm trying to understand why men do what they do in this sense, because it's like I'm trying to move past it, but I feel like I still relive it because he won't stop trying to get back. But I know he's still doing the same thing. So, therefore, I just feel stuck, basically, because I still have to deal with him because we have 4 kids, so that's a must. But when he still tries to get with me and I know he's doing the same thing, it makes me feel stuck. So I don't know exactly how to move in this situation.
Rich, you want to attack it or you want me?
Go ahead.
What's your name, by the way, ma'am?
Chanel.
Chanel, if you don't mind, can you pull over?
Mm-hmm. Give me
Thank
a
you.
second.
So while you're pulling over, I didn't exactly hear a question. I heard your situation, but I didn't hear a question. Is there a question?
Well, I'm asking, like, what would be your advice on how to maneuver that situation?
You want the God's honest truth?
Yes.
You can't maneuver that situation because you are clearly still into this man, whether you want to admit it to yourself or to anybody else. And what I mean by that is you're sitting here saying, I got 4 kids by this man.
Right.
He is trying to get back in the door with me, and I feel stuck. I can't move on. What does that nigga trying to get back in the door have to do with the price of tea in China?
I mean, And the
if
reason why go ahead.
If you was over this man, if you did not want this man to step up and be a father to his kids and be the husband you always wanted him to be, you would be able to move on. So the real question is not that you feel stuck, but what can I do to get over a man that's out there doing his thing, knowing he got 4 kids and a wife at home? And if you want to ask that question, I'm all ears for it. But to me, it starts with honesty. And you're not being honest with yourself, because if you was truly over this man, it would not matter what he's doing to try to get back in. It would, you could care less. You'll be giving him the deuces while you going out on a date with your new man. But you stuck because the man you want is with another woman and he got 4 kids and you still at home. So I'm all ears for the truth, but I from what I heard, you not over this man. And that's the real problem.
Right.
Maybe you heard it different, Rich.
No, I heard the same thing you heard. And basically what I heard was that you're enabling because you're not over him. So you sit in the car and you act tough right now and it's, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. And I don't need to be a part of that. But at the same time, you're letting him because you haven't set boundaries. Because you still like said man. So until you set, like, long story short, until you set boundaries and respect yourself and stop being disrespected and stop allowing somebody to disrespect you, he's going to disrespect you. He's going to do as much as you allow him to do. So as long as you allow him to do it, he's going to do it. So until you put your foot down and actually mean what you say and say what you mean, then you're going to be in that same cycle. You're going to be in that same, like Sean said, you're going to be in that same hamster thing, running around in circles, and you're not gonna make any progress because he ain't gonna respect you. Why would he? Why should he? If you're gonna give him the same things that you say you don't want to give him, but you end up giving it to him anyway, and you use it under the guise of the 4 kids, then why would he respect you? You're giving him his cake and he's eating it too. So as long as you do that, as long as you continue to do that, then I don't really see how this ever changes. I don't see how this movement ever changes for you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. I think when it all, Rich said something that he and I, we harp on this week after week after week. A man is only going to do what you allow him to do. It's as simple as that. Like if you allow him to do whatever he's doing, that's what he's going to do, period. But when you draw that line in the sand and say no more, you will be so surprised the power of a decision. You will be so surprised at the power of you planting your foot down and meaning every word you say. But I don't think that you can do that right now because you're still in love with this man. And if you're not in love with him, maybe it's ego. Maybe you just want him back because you know he's out there doing his thing. And
I
as
don't
long
really
as
want him back.
yeah, okay. Here's a question.
I know what you feel. I know what you're saying, but I don't really want him back. But I feel like it's history. I feel like I said, I've been married.
How long you been with him? How long have you been with him?
We was married for 10 years. I know him since I was 18.
How long have you been broke up?
About 2 years.
When's the last time you slept with him?
4.
For what?
4 years.
And you still want this man?
No, I don't want him, but
yeah, okay.
No, you know what it is? Is that we had a whole life together. From 18, I'm now 36, right? We was friends before anything. So then we have these kids, our families are intertwined. So it's more than just him. I'm like,
yo, Ma, you making excuses, Ma. I can't listen to this no more because you're making excuses. You're talking to me about families. You're talking to me about children. You're talking to me about all these different things. Let that man be a father to his kids. family and all that stuff, that don't have nothing to do with your happiness or your boundaries or what you said. That's the problem, is that you're using all this extracurricular stuff to allow him to infiltrate boundaries. So as long as you continue to create excuses and make up reasons why you're allowing him to do the things that he's doing, 10 years, family, kids, the dog, we go to the same gas station. Like, these are all reasons, like, yo, those are all reasons that's none of that applies here. If he's doing you wrong and you've acknowledged that he's doing you wrong, you have to create boundaries and you have to stick to said boundaries, regardless. That's it. That's the only way you're going to find happiness. That's the only way you're going to show him and make him respect you. That's the only way. Because if he feels like we can pop over my cousin's house and if she's there and I'm there, I'm a beat, then why would he ever respect you? Or I'm dropping off the kids this weekend and I get a couple of hours after I drop them off and put them to bed, I could probably beat on the way out the house. Why would he ever respect you? You're allowing the disrespect. And as long as you allow the disrespect, then he's going to disrespect you. And then you, under the guise of saying, I don't want him. All of this under the guise of saying, I don't want him. But
I guess I don't want him, but I still want a friendship.
So then,
why? Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich. Why?
Because
Go ahead.
Because I still want it to be. I'm like a family-oriented person, right? We still have young kids. Like our youngest is 7. I still want to be able to be cordial and be able to throw birthday parties with all our family there. I still want to be able to, like, be cool to where we can take the kids to Disneyland together and the kids can see both of their parents together. So I still want to be cool. I just don't want a relationship.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. And I'm not trying to beat you up. Sometimes you just got to tell people the honest to God truth. Obviously he don't want that. And you are fantasy. You have grown up with this fantasy of this perfect family. And I don't even know if it's him that you can't divorce or if it's this fantasy that you have had since you were a little girl. And the bottom line is, it didn't work out. And I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, your man is with somebody else as we speak. And it didn't work out. And that's okay.
Right. Because
obviously he wasn't the one for you.
Right.
He served a place in your life for a season.
Right.
You don't know what God got for you around the corner, that you holding on to this ideal fantasy world of what you wanted, but that wasn't your reality. And in the meanwhile, you're blocking your blessings of what's to come. So I would just tell you, girl, sometimes you got to live life on life's terms. That man ain't with you because he don't want to be with you.
Right.
And if he wanted to be with you, if he wanted to be friends with you, if he wanted to take the kids to Disney World with you, what's stopping him? It ain't nothing stopping him.
We still do that. I just want to know how you would maneuver just to keep it strictly like friendship.
Get your feelings out of it. Get your feelings out of it. You stop being in love with him. That's the simple answer. You in love with a ghost right now. You in love with the ghost of Christmas past. Whatever y'all had, it is over. And you can keep fantasizing about it and you can keep thinking about it. Excuse me, say that again, Rich?
It don't even seem like it's him. It seemed like
it's not him.
It seemed like it's you. Like, you asking, how do we keep it platonic? He probably is trying. He probably is trying. You. It sounds like it's you that has the hang up. You have the hang up. From based on your conversation, and obviously we don't know the intricacies of that, but based on this conversation, it seems like it's you who's trying to hold on. So you're asking how we keep it platonic. You should be asking yourself to step out of that equation. Create boundaries, and you probably won't have any problems. It probably will be easiest.
But you want to know, and then we got to go to another caller. You could probably get everything you want if you stop. And I mean this in because let me get another way to say it. If you just stop, you could probably. This man ain't coming back to you because he know he can at any time he wants to. We could see it, and if we could see it, and we met you for the last 10 minutes, I'm sure he could see it. He know I can be out there and I can do whatever I want. And when I'm good and ready, when I'm old, when I'm tired, when my thing don't work the way it used to, I can go on back home because she loved me to death. When that man has got to pop blue pills to get his thing working, that's when he's going to come back home, because you, in all of your actions, have shown him, I'm going to be right here. Instead of moving on and getting what God got waiting for you. Stop blocking your own blessings. Get beyond this fantasy of a perfect life that you thought you was going to have. It didn't work out. And it's okay. It don't work out for a lot of people.
Right.
But that don't mean you can't have the husband, the white picket fence, the big house in the future if you stop holding on to something that's dead and stinking and it's gone already. It's in the ground. Let it go. But I hope we said something to get you to thinking, girl. Real talk. It sounds like it's more you than him.
Yeah. I mean, It's probably me because I do still want to hold that friendship. Not necessarily want to be with him, but of course I do love him. I won't say that I won't. He's the father of my 4 kids. I know him since I was 15. Of course, there's still love there. And I guess I don't want to let go of the friendship, but I don't want to be in a relationship.
Bye, Mama.
All right.
Please, if you can, if you know, I don't know if you cut her off, but if you can still hear us, which I'm sure you can, when you get a chance, go back and watch this over again and listen to our words without thinking that you want this friendship so bad and all of that stuff. Just listen to our words, and I think it'll be able to help you. Who else we got, Rich?
We'll try Pretty Ass. I feel like we've tried her before. Let's try Tiffany Knowlton. Tiffany Knowlton.
Hi guys.
What's up, Tiff? Where you calling from?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Charleston. So I promise I'm not gonna be as diehard like those two. But my question is, first off, I'm polyamorous, okay? And I have a primary partner. However, while seeking another partner, I'm having the issue of men only wanting sex when they hear that I'm polyamorous. So my question is, how do I respond to them while setting my boundaries and letting them know that I'm way more than just a one-night stand or a booty call? Because honestly, I'm tired of the games. Like, I'm tired of the, oh, you know, I want to get to know you. And then, you know, I give them the time of day. And then they turn around and it's the sexual innuendos and the conversations. And I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I ghost them. So how can I respond respectfully to them and respect their time? Because in all honesty, I want to be, I want to show a better way of handling things to somebody who might not understand. You know what I mean?
Rich, you want to start there?
Yeah, I mean, to me it's real simple. It's that maybe there's some things you can't lead with. Maybe you need to be out here and meeting these people and letting them see the other side of you and who you are before you maybe go into your lifestyle, because your lifestyle is going to reflect, or is going to at least make them reflect upon who you are. They're gonna make it as a reflection upon who you are. And if you
Right.
actually are looking for something, that's like that's, you have to go out there on you can't always lead with, like, honesty is the best policy for sure. And you would do well to be honest, but some things sometimes you can't dangle that low-hanging fruit and expect that they're gonna treat it like it's prime rib.
Yeah, and I've tried different ways of doing that by not coming out up front and saying, hey, this is what I am, that kind of thing. But then it seems to always turn into wanting sex. Even if I were to say I'm monogamous, it's like that's all men want. And because I also host a podcast, so I ask the questions a lot to my listeners, especially men, like, what is it that you seek in a woman that sets her apart from just a one-night stand? And most guys are like, oh, well, most women just, they want to see how deep our pockets are. And we want to see how deep their what is. So it's kind of like,
That's modern day. That sounds like modern day relationships.
And I don't base a relationship on sex, because I believe that a relationship should be meaningful, and it should have like a foundation, a bond of some sort.
Sean, you can go ahead. No, I think that you answered the question the way I would have answered it. I love that you said don't lead with that, because from a guy's standpoint, just so you lead with I'm polyamorous. To a guy who is uninformed, he feels that translates to promiscuous, or easy hit. This is somebody that I can knock down quick with no attachments. Just so you know, you live this lifestyle, so you understand that you are just people who, have a different lifestyle than most.
Yeah.
But to somebody who doesn't live that lifestyle, it says something completely different to them.
Right.
So if
and I
you
have no
lead,
problem educating people. You know what I mean? Answering questions
You
that they
can't
might
you can't
have.
educate people after they already have their mind made up. That's what I'm saying.
True.
Sometimes you can't lead with the specifics, because once you lead with that, once my mind is gone, you can educate me as much as you want to educate me. But once I have my mind made up, I'm going to treat that situation as such. So you might want to go into another direction and lead with something else, and then educate. But you can't tell me, you can't lead with something. Then in my mind is now for the rest of this, like we have viewers every week that they say what they say. We say something, they don't even pay attention. They say what they needed to say, and they don't even hear anything else.
Yeah.
So now when they're looking at you, you're not going to change the perception.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I get that part. Yeah, no, I get that part. And the thing is that I don't want to argue with anybody, because I respect people's opinions and their perspectives and everything else. But just like I respect theirs, I would assume that they would respect mine. And maybe I'm asking too much in that category of respect. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, look, you have your way of doing things. I have my way of doing things. You go your way, I'll go mine. I wish you the best, and just leave it at that. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I think what I'm kind of getting fed up with is like how guys, and this has happened before I've even said anything about being polyamorous, how they're like, you know, we're getting to know each other, the vibes there. Now, I've never met anybody physically in person, so a lot of it is just phone conversation or text, and it goes immediately into sexual conversation.
Hold up, these aren't even face-to-face visits?
No, because I'm not going to meet somebody in person if I don't feel comfortable with them.
So what is this, social media?
Huh?
This is social media interaction or dating sites or what?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes dating sites. Sometimes, like, a friend will be like, "Hey, I want you to talk to this guy," you know, things like that. But I have been through a lot of trauma. I'm not trying to relive that trauma by making the same mistakes I made in the past. So I'm very careful when it comes to who I meet in person. If I do meet and greet, it's in the daytime in a public place.
Got you.
So, because I would never want to set the tone for any man to think, oh yeah, I'm going to get a room and she's going to meet me at the room and we're going to get it on. Like,
got you.
No. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of men think that us women don't know our worth because they're so used to dealing with women who don't know their worth.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yes.
Why? You just said they're so used to dealing with women who don't know their worth. They're so used to dealing with women who are willing to do all of the things that you say you're not willing to do. But, you know, before we close this out, I would just tell you, a man's going to be a man.
Absolutely.
And no, hear me out because you're gonna agree and you're gonna speak and you're gonna miss where I'm about to go.
Mm-hmm.
Even a good man, and I know it sounds foul and it sounds messed up, but even a good man out there, if he can smash and have no strings attached and get away with it, he's gonna do it. But if you, instead of dismissing these people, be like, yo, you know what? I understand a man is going to shoot his shot. It's what y'all do. You've probably bumped into 20 other women who you were able to get into bed with little to no conversation, interaction, dates, or anything. But allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm just not that person.
Mm-hmm.
So you sound like a good guy. And I'm even willing to act like I didn't hear what you just said. So can we get to know each other? And sometimes you will see, especially if he's a real man, he'll step up and be like, yo, you know what? My bad. You know, let's move a different direction. Let's take things slow. What do you but a man is a man. He's a hunter. A man is a conqueror. And it's no excuse, but sometimes women write men off too early for being men, for shooting their shot, even if it is sexual upfront. Sometimes you got to put him in his place, show him that he is being a child, show him that he is being like every other dude, and say, yo, do you want to try this again? Because you seem like an almost decent person. Maybe we got off to a wrong start in this relationship. And you might be surprised. Instead of just dismissing him, you might find that, yo, this dude is actually a good dude. But in the beginning, he was just being a dude, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for calling in, though.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
One sesame. What's up, love? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Saison. I'm calling from Georgia.
What's up?
Nothing much. So this is my first time sitting here listening to this conversation. And I felt like it was interesting to hear y'all perspective. So My question is, it's for a black man in general. I want to know, what does it look like to a black man to see an actual, like, independent, strong black woman in pain? And I'm asking this because I'm 24. So I'm asking this because I've been like dealing with people, and when I express something that dissatisfies me, or something that, or like I say, I just make any type of, whether it's like something that's going wrong or a flag that I'm sitting up here, trying to make sure isn't red. If I have a conversation about anything, it's automatically deemed aggressive. Anything I'm trying to do to make sure that this relationship is okay is automatically deemed aggressive, confrontational. When in reality, I may be sad, I may need reassurance. So I'm trying to figure out, what does that look like for a black, or what does it look like, to you, to actually acknowledge a woman that's in pain?
Sean?
First off, what's your name?
Say something.
Say that one more time.
Say something.
Say something.
Say
Say
something.
something.
Say something. Okay. I think it's a dope question. Actually, I love your question.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. What does it look like from a guy's point of view to see a black woman who's in pain?
And one more reason before you
Yeah,
answer. One other
yeah.
tidbit. Another reason is why I'm asking is because, like I said, the men that I have been with a slew of different women before, different nationalities, different skin tones and whatnot. And what I've noticed when we talk about these things, or we go back and, like, when I asked you how you dealt with this before, how you dealt with this specific person, it's completely different how you're dealing with me. And I'm asking the same exact thing. So I don't know if it's some type of disconnect, or if it's something, I don't know. I'm not assuming. That's why I'm asking, like, yeah, I want to know, what does it actually look like for you to interpret that she's in pain and she's actually not aggressive. She may be strong. She may go to work every day, but, she's not coming at you. She's just checking, want to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay. I'm not in your household, so I'm gonna answer this from a couple of different directions.
I was raised by, I was raised by, two black, a man and a woman. They've been married for 21 years. They still married. So I've been raised in
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's not where I was going. I was
Oh,
saying
okay.
I'm not
Oh, good.
in your household, meaning in your relationship when you're dealing with these men. So if you ask, how does it look to a black man, if you are coming across aggressive, if you are always yelling, if you are always trying to get a point across, if you are always loud, if you're always uh, physical, then it looks just like that. It does not look like pain. It looks like I am with a damaged, hurt. I'm with a damaged woman. That's what it looks like. It does not look like I'm with a woman in pain. They say in any relationship, communication is the key. And if the only time that you're communicating is when you're in pain, and it's coming out looking like I'm fed up, looking like I'm aggressive, looking like I can't believe you another nigga that did this to me, looking like, do you hear me? Then the communication is going to be misinterpreted. It's going to be misread. So my advice would be, in calmer times, when you can talk, when you are not reacting, have this conversation, because most men, they go into defense mode, whether they're wrong or they're right. A dude is going to go into defense mode. Most dudes are going to justify their behavior because you gave them and out, meaning you're screaming, you're yelling, you are cursing, you are now grabbing on them and getting physical. So it
Which I
doesn't
never
matter
do.
what, okay, but it don't matter. You saying what does it look like? And I'm trying to help
Yeah.
you understand. Then it doesn't matter what your issue is because now you're the issue. So I would just try to tell you, you will find that and me and Rich talk about this all the time. I don't know who you're dating, but if you're dating a real man, and I don't mean a older man, because there are old men who are just as immature as a 15-year-old. And then you'll get a 21-year-old that got his act together. But if you are dating dudes who place more value in PlayStation, Xbox, weed, hanging out in the street, what the niggas think about me as opposed to what you think about me, then you're probably going to get a dude who can't recognize your pain. But if you get with a real man, if you are choosing wisely, and you happen to get yourself a real man, and you come at him like a real strong black woman and say, can we talk? And it's not yelling, it's not arguing, it's not going somewhere, then 9 out of 10, to him, it's going to look like my baby is hurting. And whatever I can do, whatever I can change to alleviate some of that hurt, I am willing to do, even if that is just listen and acknowledge that she is hurting. But Rich?
Thank you.
So I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to both of y'all, and I say delivery is everything in these kind of relationships, in these kind of situations. Like, delivery is how you have to come off. For somebody to feel loyal and for somebody to feel like they want to help and they want to be, you have to place them in that position. Like Sean said, you can't, like, it's all about how they perceive you. It's not about how you are, because you're the one that's looking for help. It's about how they perceive you and if they want to give you said help, if they feel bad for you, if you can make, if you have to make them want to. That's like, you can't, like, I can't tell you how to feel, but you can't tell me how you make me feel. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
If you have issues and you have stuff going on and you need help and you want somebody to be in your corner and stand up for you and make you feel like you have a strong backbone with you, then you would be well instructed to make somebody feel like you need their help. Like, it's all about how you deliver how you feel. If you deliver it as an angry black woman, and you might not even think that's how you coming off, but if you deliver it as such, you're going to be perceived as such. If you deliver it as somebody who really don't want help, then people pick up on that kind of stuff. So in order for you to get what you want, you have to deliver it and be cognizant of how you're coming at people so that they can react to you the way you want them to react to you.
I guess my fault in that would be not wanting to come off as manipulative, and just, I guess that's where my fault is, like trying to be like real, like, just not trying to like hold on to, like, if it's bothering me, like being authentic, trying to have the conversation then. But I do understand like exactly what you're saying. I feel like that may be like a disconnect that I might have had. Like, okay, well, you could wait until like, both of you guys are ready for this conversation. Because even though you're calm and even though you're talking, he might find this very sarcastic. Or like, not trying to like really, like not how I'm trying to present it. But like I said, that click, I hear you.
Yeah, but just so you know, it's an excellent, excellent question. And even though your intention might be good, you sometimes you have to take yourself out of you and have to put yourself on the other side and say, how is this person receiving what I'm saying? And you know, it really comes down to, and here's another thing, because I was going to say it comes down to communication, but everybody doesn't communicate the same. And
Yes.
everybody, there are some people, if you argue with them, they get a little louder, you get a little louder. And then there's other people who you come at them strong and they shut down. They don't hear a word you say. So I would first know your man and come at him in a way. Once you get to know your man and how he communicates, then you will know how to come at him in a way that he'll understand what you're going through and how you're feeling. And he will probably be more inclined to listen and change his actions if he's a real man. And that's the caveat. If he's a real man. If you got yourself one of these dudes who care more about what's going on in the streets than you, then no matter how you come at him, it ain't gonna make no difference anyway. But I appreciate your call and I love your question.
Thank you so much, you guys. Y'all help me see some things.
All right, Mama. That's why we here. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. I'm guessing we on the shade room tonight. You heard me?
Oh, what do you mean?
We're on the shade room. We're on the shade room right now.
Why, for you and Mena?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Lord. Okay,
Christina,
it is what it is. But for everybody,
huh?
for everybody who is just being introduced to the Boys Club, we're here every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Rich Dollaz, Sean Prez. We are the Boys Club, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
All right. So let's go with Melanie Fred. Melanie Fred. Are you in the room, Melanie? Or still in the room, I should say? Doesn't seem like it. All right, let's go with Christina Reed. Christina Reed, are you in the room?
This is where you're going to get the most raw, uncensored conversation coming from a man's point of view. Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m., the Boys Club. Please follow us at the official_Boys Club. The official_Boys Club. Sean Prez, Rich Dollaz.
Hi.
What's up,
I
love?
didn't think you
What's your name? Where
guys
you
were
calling
calling
from?
me. Stephanie from the Bronx.
What's up, Stephanie from the BX?
Oh, my backyard.
I've been listening to y'all for a little bit. I didn't know you guys do this, but I just happened to hop on, and you probably already explained this as well. So what does submissive mean to you guys? And I'm asking because I had a recent conversation, and I'm also now dating after being in a relationship for 20 years. And I really don't know how to date, but what I'm learning as I go. And a lot of the issues that I had in my previous relationship was I've always been very career oriented. So is that a bad thing? Like if you have an ambitious chick who's a go-getter, but I never felt like I was out of tune with my feminine side. And I feel like when I have conversations with different men, I try not to put my career out there until we're having like honest, real conversations. And then I feel like they start to get a little feminine. So I don't know. It's like, it's been really tough for me, but I am feminine. And I think we both, men and women, we both embody those energies, right? Femininity and masculinity. And I think I want to make sure that I'm not projecting something that's going to scare men away or have them feeling like they don't meet my standards, because as somebody who has their own, I just want genuine love. I hope I'm making sense.
You are making absolutely sense. This is the conversation we've been having, not
Okay.
just today. This is a weekly conversation almost, I guess. How does a woman who is doing her thing make a man understand that it's not about competition or she's not emasculating, she just wants love?
Yes.
Am I right?
And just to give you guys some quick context, in my 20 year, I was in a relationship very young, as you know, Bronx, New York shit, right? No guidance, growing up, survival mode, trying to figure it out. But my way out was like, you know, get to the bag, right? Like I had to go to school, I had to do my thing. Like I'm also a therapist, so I hear these conversations a lot. But when it's me, it's a little bit more subjective. You know, it's easier to be objective. So I just feel like I had those issues because I was excelling in my life and he wasn't so much. But I wanted him to very, very much so. And so a lot of our conversations became like I was nagging him or I was too masculine or, but really I just wanted him to grow. And I guess, anyway, long story short, we're here now. So I'm in the dating world and I just want to make sure that I'm not portraying myself as being so masculine that a man can't lead. Because I do want that.
Okay, Sean, go ahead. This is right up your alley.
It is? Okay, I guess I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
In you clearly either you look great for your age or you was in a freaking relationship when you was 12 years old. So you don't even got to
13,
answer
baby,
that.
13.
But yeah, good Lord. Real quick, what did your man do for a living?
Well, he was a hustler for a while, and then he worked in security.
Okay, was he a hustler, meaning he was getting sneaker money, or was he that dude making real money?
Yeah, sneaker money.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with this because, and here's the thing, like you have, like I'm really enjoying this conversation because y'all are coming in with some dope freaking questions. You know, you asked what does submissive look like to us, right? How dope is that? Um, I'm gonna tell you from everything you have explained to us, you are very articulate, well spoken. Um, you
Thank you.
come across very, very feminine. I didn't hear you did anything wrong except for get with the wrong man too early in your life. And what I mean by that is this. The reason I asked you if your man was a kingpin or was he getting sneaker money, because it's hard to be a kingpin and then go to be security. There's nothing wrong with that, but somebody with huge ambitions, even if they start off as a security guard, they're looking, how can I own a security company? It just doesn't sound like this man was very ambitious. He didn't have dreams as lofty as you have. He don't want as much out of life as you want. And guess what? That's okay. It's okay. It's just he's the wrong man for you because you're trying to get to the bag. You're trying to get out of the Bronx. You're trying to do something with your life, but you can't. See, there was this song, and I'm sure you're much younger than me, but it was a song when we were young. It was a remake called Don't Make Me Over. And whenever you get into a relationship, you don't want to have to make somebody over. You want to upgrade them, but I don't want to have to make you over. I don't want to have to make you into something you're not. If your man would rather work his 9 to 5, come home, and that's good enough for him, maybe he's just not the man for you. Maybe at 13 he was the man for you, but at 33, not so much. And what I want to tell you is being submissive has zero to do with you being a boss chick. Truth be told, I want my girl to make more money than me. I want my girl, seriously. Like Beyonce is damn near a billionaire, but you can look at her and see she's submissive to Jay. She's Beyonce with or without Jay-Z. But she knows, she writes songs like Cater to My Man, Dangerously in Love, I Want to Upgrade You. One has nothing to do with the other. And I don't want you to think that you're doing something wrong for being ambitious.
Thank you.
You just are with the wrong man. So if I heard something that told me that you were, because I'm the first person to get pissed off. Like, I don't want to walk in my house and there's another man in the house. Like if I wanted to be with a man, I would be with a man, but I want to be with a woman. I want to be with somebody who treats me like a man. That is what submissive looks like. You can be all of these things in the outside world, but in the house, make me feel like you love me more than anybody on planet Earth. Make me feel like no matter what I am, I'm Barack Obama in your eyes. You are willing to be a woman and allow me to be a man. And it sounds like you're that person.
I did that for a while. I was working, I was going to school, and I was still coming home, making sure his home was a home. I was cooking, doing all of that. But I think I got into the point where I realized that it was a lot of projection. And I think that also kind of impacted me, because I now have this thought, like, I don't want to be too ambitious. Like, if I'm dating him, like,
No.
I might scare him
Listen to me.
away.
What did you say your name is again?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. I don't know how I can't remember that. Stephanie. One has nothing to do with the other, girl. Do not dim your light because it's shining bright in somebody else's eyes. Don't you dare do that. You still can be that boss out there and come home and be that woman, or every bit of that woman that any man would be happy to have. Don't think that one has anything to do with the other. You just were with the wrong man. You were trying to make this man over, and he don't want to be made over. I'm happy being content. I'm happy being a security guard. I'm happy being unemployed and hustling. This is my life. Where y'all clashed heads is you wanted something for his life that he didn't want for his life. Don't confuse that with you being aggressive and you not being submissive. They have nothing to do with one another. Go into that new relationship knowing that you are going to be good for somebody, as long as they want what you want. And that is the difference. But go ahead, Rich. I talk too much on this one.
Thank you, Sean.
You said it all. I don't know. You wouldn't even let me get in, so I don't have anything to say.
Well, I asked because I had a conversation, and what was brought up was, I said, what is submissive, right? Because that could also be subjective. So I said, what does submissive mean to you? And a lot of it was like, oh, you don't disagree. You let the man take the lead. You're not
That's
out
not
there.
submissive, love. That's
Yeah.
you just succumbing. That's you just not having a mind of your own. That's definitely not submissive. You can be submissive and still have your own opinion.
Thank you. I wish he was on this live so you could hear that.
You can definitely be submissive and have your own opinion. Just because you're submissive doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. That's what somebody who just wants you to blindly follow them. And you don't seem like someone who wants to blindly follow anybody. So although you want to make it comfortable here, you want to do the things that you need to do to make him comfortable within your space. If he has his own insecurities and his own hang-ups, he will never be comfortable in that space. There's nothing you can do to make him comfortable in that space. If he's already got his own thing. Like, as much as you try, it's going to be like you're beating your head against the wall, because in actuality, you're not doing anything wrong. He just isn't having an open mind. He just wants to be Like Sean said, you can't dim your light to appease somebody else. And if he don't want to go for the ride, or if he feels emasculated because you have bigger aspirations and bigger dreams than him, and he wants to hold you back from acquiring them, then that's not you. And because you don't want to do that, that's not lack of submission. That's you having a goal in mind and not allowing somebody to keep you from reaching your goal or reaching your potential. Don't let nobody hold you back.
Yeah.
Because the man who will hold you back don't mean you no good. The dude that wants you, it's like the crab in the barrel. Just because you here and you doing this and you doing that doesn't mean that I don't want better for myself. So in parting, I will say this. Maybe you need to change your dating demographic.
And I agree with you.
Maybe
because the next follow-up was men feel like...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let me not cut you off. Go ahead.
You need to meet people of like mind.
Mm-hmm.
People who aspire to be what you aspire to be. You know what I'm saying? Because now they will allow you to be you and be comfortable with you being you. But the fact that you want to progress makes people uncomfortable, probably made old boy uncomfortable. And because he was uncomfortable, he projected that on you. So now he's overbearing and he wants you to dumb your shit down because he ain't trying to progress. So he wants you to dump. You never go down to somebody's level. Never play to the competition. You got to come up to the competition. So if you want to be a psychologist, then maybe you need to go find Dr. somebody. You know what I mean? So
I was trying to be open-minded with the dating, and I was like, I'm not gonna. But you know what? I think something just clicked. Maybe I do need to date somebody that's in my bracket because I was just trying to be open to love. Like I didn't.
At least of like mind.
At least of like mind.
He doesn't have to be like we say this every week. He could be a garbage man. He could be the president of the United States. But if y'all are of like mind, then you're compatible. But if you're not compatible, then no matter what you do, you can't create compatibility. You can't create that. You can't make him like you enough to be compatible with you because there's so many other extenuating circumstances and there's so much other shit on the peripheral that he's going to have to be okay with. So unless you guys have like mind and he's comfortable in his world and you're comfortable in your world, then it ain't going to work.
I agree with you. So it doesn't even have to do with the bracket. It's just like mindset.
It's a mindset.
I could take that.
It's a mindset. I mean, and you want to be you're working towards something and he's getting sneaker money. That's what you do when you're 20.
And this is not in no way to bad talk him. I don't know if he's on this, but
nah, it's not the bad talk him. It's not the bad talk him at all. It's just we speak in reality on the boys club.
Right.
We speak in reality. You know what I mean? And if he is on here, then maybe this can help him better himself. Maybe he can hear it from two dudes and be like, you know what? Maybe I was whack for how I was treating her. Maybe I do need to change my mindset. So this isn't to bash him. This is just, we strictly call it how we see it. That's all.
I agree with you. And I appreciate y'all. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear what submissive meant because I feel submissive, like I said, is very subjective. So it is okay to be ambitious and it is okay to disagree. I'm not sitting here trying to argue or fight nobody square ones, you know what I mean? But it's interesting on what to take on when I am dating because this is a whole new world for me. So
can I tell you something? You Rich and I always speak about having the hard conversations up front and truthful. Like again, and I'm just telling you this because I don't want you to make this mistake. Don't go into a new situation dimming your light. If you're ambitious, let that be known. Because if he ain't ambitious, he'll know she's not for me. You know, and lastly, I just want to say Rich just touched on something that is so real. It's about mindset. Because truthfully speaking, I'm from the Bronx. Like, I'm born and raised in the South Bronx, 100%. And I am far from the Bronx today. But I used to always talk that talk. I'm getting out of here. I'm bigger than my environment. I'm bigger than, you know, being in this freaking gutter of a place I was raised in.
Yeah.
But once upon a time, I didn't have a pot to piss in. I just had dreams. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think that you got to go and date somebody who got it today. It's about mindset. If you get with somebody who's like-minded, you might find that he lives down the street from you, and y'all both in the same place. But y'all gonna be the jet fuel for one another, and y'all get along because you speak in the same language. We talking that same talk now. I don't have to motivate and encourage you and gas you up so that you can go out and do better for yourself. You self-motivated. So just keep that in mind. All
I
right?
appreciate that. Yeah. I've been self-motivated and sometimes it came up. So I appreciate y'all.
All right,
Thank
girl.
you.
Later, Steph from the Bronx.
Bye.
All right, Richie D, I think we're gonna call it a night.
We had good questions tonight. We did a lot. We didn't touch on that one topic about that woman.
Which woman?
We did the cam, but we didn't do. We said we was gonna do that woman, the white man, black
Rich,
woman.
we couldn't do. Rich, I got so much stuff we couldn't do. Yeah, like we gonna have to save a lot of this for next week, man.
Yeah, it got crazy tonight. It got crazy.
Yeah,
tonight.
I had a ton of topics.
But we had good questions. Good people called in. The lighting was good. They did what they were supposed to do. We had a good time. It was a good night. It was a good night.
For everybody, and I keep saying this, if this is your first time with us, we are the Boys Club, Sean Prez, Rich Dollaz. We're here every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're new, please come back and visit us. Tell people about us, because I think that what we're doing is, yes, on one side it's entertaining, but on another side, I hope that it's educational, and I hope it provides some sort of comfort to at least let you ladies know from a man's point of view that you okay. There is love out there, and it's okay if you don't have it at this minute, but there's love out there waiting for you. So, God willing, I'll see y'all back next week. Shout to our regulars, SB. We ain't forget about you, girl. We got to throw in our co-host SB. Shout to Emma. I'm not sure if she was on tonight, but shout to Emma.
She's in the comments.
Emma's here?
Yep, Emma was
here. Oh, shout. Yeah, man. Shout to Emma, man. You touched a place in our heart last week. So I guess I'll see y'all next week.
Yep. Same bad time, same bad channel. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday nights. We are the Boys Club. We will see you next week.